these Czech Republic bats.
This is my first look at Botswana, so I'm really keyed up about watching this Kahiso Kosimori throw the ball away.
Well, you'll see he's got really good velocity. He works the up, has got the down. Still, of course, trying to master that change of speed, which is always the hardest thing for a pitcher over the course of his career. Not everyone can have a Devin McCullough changeup, but this kid has got good tools, very athletic, fields his position well, and he works quickly, Joe. There'll be no worry about that pitch clock. This guy is in there. He's ready to go. So as a hitter, you need to be ready to go.
Watching him warm up in this pregame workout here, got a very smooth delivery. Good footwork, too. Puts himself defensively right ready to field that ball.
And you've got some pitchers, of course, they have a different odd release point or delivery, and that tends to put them in a vulnerable spot to field, and not the case here for Kosimori. So the first batter he'll see is David Myrtle. And Myrtle has had himself, well, you say he's had himself a good tourney, Joe, but I mean, unless you're batting 1,000, it's not the tournament you want, if you know what I mean.
Myrtle's got that leadoff batter. He's got a great eye at the plate. All his job is just to poke the ball, put the ball in play, get something going for this Czech Republic offense.
So Myrtle looks at a ball high in the zone from Kosimori as we are just underway here on game 35. And Joe, maybe you can let us know a little bit about the blue crew we've got out there.
Your home plate umpire today, Peter Klaczynski from Canada. First base is Gary Skirvin from Canada. Second base, Willie Lopez, Puerto Rico. Third base is Mark Porteous from New Zealand. On the clock is Lee Evans from Australia. And we can't forget the substitute umpire, Darryl Helmer from Alberta, Canada.
I don't know how an umpire got so popular, but I tell you, I think he travels with his own fan club. That's what it is. So.
Well, when you buy all those plane tickets, you got to fill them up.
You tend to get a fan base based on that. So Myrtle didn't check his swing and just went off the end of his bat, so he's behind in the count now, 1-2. And a swing and a miss. So Kosimori starts things off with a strikeout of David Myrtle, and that'll bring up Peter Vaca.
Good little snap there on that ball, a little bit of a rise ball that we saw from Kosimori.
First pitch from Kosimori up and in for a ball. And looks like the appeal down. No, he didn't go. So 2 balls and no strikes. Vaca comes in with just one hit in this tournament. So I'm sure he would like to up his average from 1-1-1. And a nibble on that corner gets a bite, so the count even at 2-2. And I think you'll be impressed, Joe, with the composure of Kosimori. Doesn't get rattled. He just goes out there and goes about his business, and he brings that, and a bit of a collision. We're going to hope that the home plate umpire, Peter Klaczynski, is going to be okay, as it was Ratatubani, the catcher, backing up, and not only did the pitch go off of Klaczynski's knee at full force, he went down in a heap, so he's going to need some medical attention for sure. And we, of course, know Peter from a number of years in the Ontario area, and I think it was that it wasn't so much the collision, Joe. I think it was the impact of the pitch that may have caught him just in between the protection of the knee and the shin area. If you're familiar with a shin guard, you'll know that the spot where it bends or flexes isn't as protected as the rest of the areas. And judging by our vantage point, it looks like the pitch may have gone directly off that spot. And the way Peter's reacting, I don't know, good velocity. It could have hit dead on the knee, and or it could have got him in that spot. But I think either way, Peter's not rushing to get up by any stretch. So we're going to hope that he's okay. Fortunately, he's a trooper, and a lot of concerned people around him to make sure he's okay. We wouldn't have a game without the Blue Crew, of course, and some of the best umpires in the world are assembled here as Peter's going to get up, and we're hoping he's going to be able to walk that off. Maybe a little sore for sure, but so I'm going to hope that it was the impact more so than the actual damage that the force could have done that kind of knocked him back. So we'll have to get a report on that. Luckily, Daryl Helmer is here, and as every game has a substitute umpire just in case a situation like this occurs. And it looks like Peter is going to stay in the ball game as everything seems to be in working order.
It'll probably feel worse tomorrow than it does right now.
So Vaca is the second strikeout victim of, well, let me double check that and see what the call was, as Vaca is still there.
I think it was a strike because I think it was a foul tip, wasn't it?
Well, that's what so with the 2-2 count then, did you see it being a foul tip? I wasn't sure if it was fouled. I thought the pitch came directly in and he swung over it.
No,
and there was no contact, but it could be wrong. Vaca's still standing there, so.
You're supposed to protect the line there that Peter Klosinski just threw to the Botswana catcher, Radatabani. You're supposed to protect me, right?
Well, we're glad to see Peter back behind there as Kosi Mori is going to take a couple warm-up pitches, and we'll be back in play here with a 2-2 count. So a minor delay, but everyone seems to be okay, and we're pushing forward here, and always glad when wanting to happen to Mr. Klosinski, who is one of the good guys in the game here. So the 2-2, and rise ball, didn't chase it in Vaca.
Kosi Mori rely a lot on that rise ball?
He does, but he's got a good drop as well. Took a little off, but couldn't get it in the strike zone. So strike out the first batter, walk the next, and that will bring up the number 3 hitter in Patrick Kolkas.
Number 28, Patrick Kolkas.
Kolkas is the leading hitter on this team. He's 4 for 9 with a .444 batting average as he looks at a pitch just above the numbers for a ball. Top of the first inning here, scoreless ball game. And a good cut there, and that's fouled off the backstop for strike 1.
They rely a lot on Patrick Kolkas for the power in this lineup. He's 4 for 9 so far with that home run. A big man at the plate.
Runner goes, and that's fouled back. So something was definitely on there, whether it be the hit and run or the steal and Kolkas protecting the runner. But it's 1 ball and 2 strikes the count now. And you see Kosi Mori, he's on that rubber ready to go. Took a little off. That's in there for a strike. And that was a beauty.
Good change of speed there. Nothing changed in his motion.
Sorry, that was a ball, not a strike. So 2-2 the count. And that pitch is off the backstop. Runner's going to advance. I don't think there was any contact on that. So the wild pitch sends Vaca down to second base. And the count now full at 3-2 to Kolkas. That pitch missing up. So the rise ball hasn't worked up to this point for Kosi Mori as he issues the second walk of this inning. This time to Kolkas, and now there are two aboard for the cleanup hitter, Vaclav Svoboda.
Good plate discipline by this Czech Republic team so far. Good eyes, back-to-back walks.
Svoboda just 3 for 12 in this tournament, batting .250. So the Czech team are going to need a little bit more out of him here if they want to contend for a medal. And a swing and a miss. A little late on that fastball from Kosi Mori.
Svoboda is leading the team in RBIs, and with that runner in scoring position, there's a good chance to add to his totals.
So right guy up at the right time. Big cut there, swinging and just fouled. So he's in the hole quickly at 0-2. Turkey, of course, losers to Denmark this time. And they, though, sitting in the stands, swing and a miss. So Kosi Mori, second strikeout of the inning, and it's a big one.
Kosi Mori was having a little laugh out there. He thought that was 3 out. He was walking to the bench.
Well, you can only be hopeful that there's some guys that'll follow you, including the umpires.
He looked back to the scorebook. Oh, darn.
So Tomas Benda steps in for his first look, and he looks at a strike right down the middle of the plate from Kosi Mori. Kosi Mori had a 15 strikeout game. Off speed, popped up and drifting back over play. Here, Joe Todd attempted to get that, but thought better of it. We know you got good range, Joe.
Yeah, it's tough going through those walls a little.
That's the only problem.
A few years ago, I would have done it.
A few years ago, maybe. Good to see you've cut back just a tad here. The 0-2. And that's a good pitch, but just above the numbers. So Peter Klaczynski not giving the up ball in the early going to Kosi Mori. Tell him you got to bring that pitch down.
Well, he's been inconsistent, so when you're around high and outside that strike zone, you're not going to get those calls.
And he goes up the ladder, so striking out the side. And that, of course, in between two walks. No runs, no hits, and 2 men left aboard. We played a half an inning. We're scoreless here, back with the home half after this. Back here at the Pepsi Softball Center in Whitehorse, Yukon. Lance Witt alongside Joe Todd. The rest of the ballpark broadcasting crew in full effect here today on day 5 of competition. Lineup for Botswana will be Brian Dikokur to lead things off. Obuswi Lukotu is the number 2 hitter. Eric Simwanza bats third. Morilahagni Mualusi is the cleanup hitter. Thabiso Ratatubani bats 5th. Cabo Mato in the 6th spot. Odurili Lehayu bats 7th. Moses Kosimori bats 8th. And Yuri Manaka will be batting in the 9th spot. And the leadoff man, Dikokur, is 4 for 9 in this tournament with a .444 batting average. So he has done the job. Couple of questionable base running errors made in some of the earlier games, but Dikokur has done a good job of pressing offensively and making the pitchers work. So defensively for the Czech Republic, Tomas Benda, Peter Vaca, and Yuri Mezbeda will be the outfield left to right. Vaclav Svoboda on the hot corner. Thomas Petter is the shortstop. Patrick Kolkas at second base. Tomas Klein at first. And David Myrtle will be catching for Andrzej Malachek. So first look here at Malachek from Diko Kerr, and he squares and pulls back for a ball low. Good speed, good bat control from Diko Kerr.
Very tight to that home plate area.
Again, squaring, bringing it back, and looks at a called strike. I've been saying it all week, Joe. Very difficult to square and come back and get a good level swing. It's not something that you can just do. It takes years of practice, and he certainly went at it, so they're going to call a legal pitch on Malachek. And I guess there was no contact to the rubber when he released that. So that will be a ball, and the count will be 2-1, I believe. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. So back to work here is Malachek after the illegal pitch called from first base umpire Gary Skirvin. And ground ball to an easy play there to Thomas Klein for the out. So 3 unassisted, an easy put out for Malachek for the first out of the inning. So that'll bring up the first baseman Obusui Lakotu. And Lakotu has had himself a respectable start. And that one is fielded off the glove of Thomas Petter, and I'm going to have to give Lakotu a base hit on that. What are you going to score? Oh, Joe scores at E6. So for seniority's sake, we're going to let Joe's E6 stand.
Thomas Petter did not really get his body in front of that ball. Yes, the ball was hard hit, but he had plenty of time to get himself in front of that ball, played it off to his side.
A little bit of a lazy way, and Simwanza, good job of laying it down and moving the runner as his sack gets the job done, and Lakotu is standing at second base with 2 away for Morlahagni Mualusi.
Runner in scoring position now for South Africa.
So a runner in scoring position here with 2 away for Mualusi. Squares, and that pitch from Malachek outside. Mualusi squaring and pulling back, and fouls that one out of play.
From a coaching standpoint, I really don't like that play. You're moving your shoulders 2 different positions. He's squaring to bunt, and then he's going to a full swing. Your bat's never going to be level. Your shoulders aren't going to be level. Your elbows aren't going to be level.
And in order to hit the ball, they got to be level, and took a little off, did Malachek, and swing through for strike 2. And we talked in earlier telecasts about that, Joe. You're really, as a hitter, just making it more difficult for you to put the ball in play or have yourself a solid hit.
Exactly.
And that pitch outside and going down to third, and an easy out there was Lakotu. So not sure if the hit and run was on. I doubt it. But either way, he's gunned out, trying to swipe a bag, and that will do it. So Mualusi will lead off the next inning. 1, 2, 3, down they go. We've played 1 full, scoreless here in Whitehorse. Welcome back here. It will be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Czech Republic. They're Tomas Klein, followed by Yuri Korkak and Tomas Petter. Big swing and a miss from Klein. Another swing and a miss. So Kosimori has done a good job of utilizing different speeds here in the early going. And with the exception of the 2 walks an inning ago, he struck out the side.
Czech Republic bats just need to be a little more ready. They just seem to be late on these swings that they're swinging while the ball's coming in the glove.
And a swing and a miss. So again, 3 tardy swings from Tomas Klein. And he is the 4th strikeout victim of Kosimori, and that will bring up Yuri Korkak, the designated player. And that's a ball. I'm not sure what's
There we go.
going on over there, but big swing and a miss. So Korkak certainly taking his hacks. Here he comes in 1 for 4 in the tournament. And that bunt attempt just off the screen. As keep an eye to, Joe. I know we had that little collision there with Ratatubani and the home plate umpire Peter Klosinski. Incidental, of course, but you got to keep an eye on Ratatubani and how quickly he can pop out of the crouch and field, whether it be pop-ups or balls in the dirt or anything like that, as you see Kosimori sit down Korkak for the 2nd out of the inning. 4 straight strikeouts going back an inning.
Very clean inning here. Very limited number of pitches, too, thrown by Kosimori this inning.
So that'll bring up Thomas Petter, the shortstop.
Petter 2 for 9 so far.
And that one missing up. 2 balls and no strikes.
Big strike zone there for Petter. What do you think, 6'3", 6'4"?
Easily. And that one's in there for a strike. So that was the rise ball that Kosimori's been trying to get. That just under the letters there. And he brings that one up a bit, and I guess they're going to say there was contact between the bat and the catcher's glove. So that will send Petter down to first on the catcher's interference. And with 2 away, Yuri Mesbeda will step in with a runner aboard. And Kosimori starts him off with a strike. And runner goes. That pitch is off the hands, but I think he was in the midst of a swing there, Joe, and I'm not quite sure that that's going to be classified as a hit by a pitch.
Peter did not acknowledge anything. Home plate umpire Peter Klosinski.
And I think that's what he's saying. Klosinski's saying that he swung at it. Of course, there's some debate as to whether or not it was a full swing. I thought I saw a full swing, but again, I'm not sure what you saw, Joe. I'm only using my good eye, so.
He was in the movement of a swing, so yes, the hands are part of the bat.
So after a bit of a conference with Gary Skirvin and Mark Porteous, I think he's going to get some medical attention, but I don't think he's going to earn a free pass. So already we've had a couple of injuries, and it looks like we're Looks like Patrick Kopechny is going to come in for Mesbida. So that appears to be the case. So Kopechny is going to come in with an 0-2 count to pick up the at-bat for Mesbida, who is left for medical reasons. And behind the 8-ball, as you don't have a whole lot of leeway if you're Kopechny.
Kopechny in a little bit of a squat there in his stance.
And a swing and a miss. So down goes Kopechny, hitting for Mesbida. Striking out the side was Kosimori. And no runs, no hits, and one man left aboard. We're heading to the bottom of the second inning. We'll be back here after this. Back here for the home half of the second inning. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters for Botswana, and Mualusi, who was left on the steal attempt by Lakotu, gunned down at third base in the first. He'll be followed by Thabiso Ratatubani and Cabo Mato, the scheduled hitters for Botswana here. Scoreless ball game. Andrzej Malachek in the circle for the Czech Republic. And a great bunt laid down, fielded and in time. So a good job by David Myrtle to pounce on that and get it over.
A great bounce by Myrtle. You had talked about that, but Myrtle was the only one that was going to get that ball and pick it up and fire it to get the out. There's no way the first baseman, Thomas Klein, could be down there that quickly with the wheels of Mo Lucy going down that line.
So in will step Ratatubani, the catcher. His first look at Malachek, and the first pitch he sees is in there for a strike. And Joe, we're going to chart the times. I know how you are about stats, and that's your thing, and I know that. How many times guys square and bring it back and are actually successful? In all the attempts I've seen, it's 0. So you let me know if you come across any time where any of these guys are successful in doing that.
Correct. It's going to be very rare if it does happen. It's going to be more luck than by golly.
The 0-2 looked like an attempt at a high drop that stays high. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. Malachek took something off, a bit of a nubber, fields it, and over to first in plenty of time. So 2 easy outs for Malachek, and that will bring up the left fielder, Cabo Mato.
Good change of speeds there by Malachek just to throw. Seen 2 real quick balls coming through. Malachek took a little bit off that, threw off the batting timing of Rabatuzzi. Radabadani?
Close.
Right.
Very close. Ratatubani?
Ratatubani.
Yeah.
I'll get this.
No, you will. You will. I'll make you. And again, the square and slap that goes for a strike to even the count at 1-1. And took something off, did Malachek, and big swing and a miss. So Malachek's done a good job at changing his speeds, and the pitching sequences that he's worked with Myrtle have been very good up to this point. And a swing and a miss. So 1-2-3 down go Botswana here. We have played two complete. It's a scoreless ball game. Back for the third after this. Come back here, and it'll be the top of the shop here in the third inning for the Czech Republic team. David Myrtle, followed by Vaca and Kolkas. The scheduled three here to face Kahiso Kosimori, who has been a real force up to this point. Second time through the order here, and Myrtle struck out in the first to lead off the ball game. And a swing and a miss. So a good rise ball there. Myrtle swung through it, and the count now 2-1. And you notice that there's some players from South Africa, the Argentinian coaching staff. Everyone kind of
making notes
here as Kosimori is kind of taking this tournament by storm. 2-2 in there for a strike, so Myrtle will get saddled with a K, turn it the other way. Second time he's been a strikeout victim, and that will bring up the center fielder, Peter Vaca. It was during Vaca's at bat there that it was Ratatubani and Peter Kluzinski in a bit of a collision. And Ratatubani didn't even really notice. I mean, he's such a big, strong guy. He just backed into Kluzinski, and Kluzinski went down, and he just kind of went about his business as that pitch is fouled back. So Vaca in the hole now 0-2. And you notice that Kosimori likes to work quick, Joe. You almost have to slow him down a bit if you're a hitter, because he's very close to quick pitching some of these guys. And that pitch is lofted up and looking like no man's land. Diko Kerr, a good job of backtracking and making the grab. So a bit of a pop-up that was destined for no man's land, but Diko Kerr hauled that in for the second out. And that will bring up the second baseman, Patrick Kolkas. Kolkas walked in the first. And this, of course, his second look now at Kosimori. That pitch is fouled back. Not even Joe Todd can get that one.
Not even with a fishnet.
Not even with a fishnet.
There's lots of them up here.
That's true. People got to eat, Joe. Took a little off, and that's all over the outside corner. So Kosimori been working on that changeup, and that was a good one. Has thrown it two other times earlier. Didn't get the call, though. And now I think that he's established some consistency with home plate umpire umpire Kluzinski. I think that he's more inclined now to maybe get the benefit of the call.
Kosi Mori's really changing his speeds a lot. That's what I like about him. We've seen that rise ball. That's his bread and butter pitch, but to me, his change of speeds is what's been effective.
So the count 2-2 with that inside pitch.
Kolka's very deep in the box.
And a swing and a miss. That's why, as striking out 2 of the 3 he faced. 1, 2, 3, down go the Czech Republic. We're going to mosey on down to the bottom of the third after this. Back here for the home half of the third inning. 7, 8, 9 hitters scheduled for Botswana. It'll be Odurile Lehayu, followed by Moses Kosimori and Yuri Manaka, the designated player. Scheduled hitters now for Botswana. They've had a base runner reach base on an error in the first, but ran themselves out of the inning trying to steal third.
Still looking for our first hit of the game.
And that's a good pitch from Malachek. As you can see, he took something off that. And we're talking about Kosimori because of his strikeout total, but Malachek has done a really good job out on the outside corner. So Lehayu is the second strikeout victim, and that will bring up Moses Kosimori, the second baseman. So, Joe, you look at this Botswana team and you watch them up at the plate, and you just think that there are just a few little tweaks that some of them could do, maybe not such a widespread stance, and maybe keeping the feet a little more stationary. Maybe you move up or back in the box just a bit, and this bat in front pulling back thing is something that someone needs to say, hey, you want to make this a little easier on yourself. Let's learn how to hit the ball hard and straight, and then maybe work into some of the other aspects of the game. It's like you can't walk and you don't crawl first. You're just going to go to running as a slow roller over to first. Plenty of time. Good play there by Svoboda for the second out of the inning.
Good point, Lance, but you're going to have to see the Botswana team make some type of adjustment along the line here. Malachek throwing fairly hard in this game. Might have to choke up a little bit, too, and just take a little bit more of a choke swing or a push swing through.
Yuri Manaka now steps in with for his first look at Malachek. Malachek up to this point has been pretty good. He's only recorded 2 strikeouts, but he's gotten the job done and allowed his defense to do the work behind him. And that's what you're supposed to do. Manaka 1 for 3 in this tournament. He's got some work to do here with 2 away and behind in the count now 0-2. Stick around a full day of ball here. It'll be Argentina against India and Japan, Great Britain. As Japan looking to bounce back from that continued loss to New Zealand, 8-1 they fell. That was carried over from last night's rain out. And down goes Manaka looking. So 2 backwards Ks in the inning for Malachek. 1, 2, 3, down go Botswana. We'll be headed to the 4th when we come back. Set for the top of the 4th inning. Scoreless ball game between Botswana and the Czech Republic. 2 teams with identical records at 2-2 fighting for a spot in the medal round. Top 4 teams in each pool will advance to the medal round. The other 4 will drop down to the consolation round. So it'll be Václav Svoboda followed by Tomas Benda and Tomas Klein, the 3 lined up for the Czech Republic here to face Kahiso Kosimori.
Second time through the lineup now for Czech Republic. We'll see if they make any type of an adjustment.
They do with a sharp hit single through the right side of the infield. Big turn from Svoboda. But we do have our first hit of the ball game. It's a solid leadoff single for the Czech Republic.
A lot quicker hands there by Svoboda here in the top of the 4th.
So that'll bring up Tomas Benda, the left fielder. And I would expect him to square and try and sacrifice here. And he definitely squared, went after it, but not able to get any contact. Raditubani just making Kosimori work for that throwback. Got to jump for this one.
That's just in case Svoboda wanted to go to second.
Just in case. Wanted to make sure. Squaring again, getting a good one down, though. Looking for the lead runner, and he got him. So a good job by Kosimori. No hesitation there as he managed to get a good toss over to cut down the lead runner. So 1-4 on the fielder's choice. That will erase Svoboda, but that will leave Benda standing at first base with 1 away for Tomas Klein.
A little bit too hard a hit of a bunt. Kosimori had an easy spot. Just had to move a couple of steps to pick that ball up, and a quick fire down to second.
That pitch in there for a strike. Klein struck out in his only other at bat, and he waves at that pitch way late, and he's in the hole now 0-2. And if you see a batter way behind, Joe, probably you shouldn't throw him a changeup.
No, I'm sure the catcher will keep that ball in the upper strike zone.
And he does, as you see Klein get enough of it to keep it foul and stay alive. As you see some of the ballpark broadcasting crew, Mr. Steve Sabrin, and of course Adam Donnelly, relaxing and enjoying some of the game, and a nibble out there, but a good 0-2 pitch will run the count now to 1-2. I don't know how those guys got time to relax and enjoy a ball game. I don't know who made the schedule here, but
obviously not us.
Obviously, as Kosimori misses with a rise ball up. Count even now at 2-2. we're always crying the blues. You know that, Joe?
Yeah.
That's just the way it has to be.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a role on the
Yeah.
team, and, you know. And that pitch, Squibbler to second base. Over to second in time. Not in time for two, but once again, they cut down the lead runner. 4-6 on the fielder's choice. So you got to be happy. Trading places isn't so bad. You cut down that runner, and it'll be Yuri Korkach, who was caught looking in the second, looking to extend this inning here with two away. So never sure what the discussion is, but I'll tell you, Mualusi is one of the field generals out there, and they're going to bring a coach out for a very slow walk over to the second base umpire, William Lopez of Puerto Rico. And again, no one's mic'd up, Joe, so
No.
we're not really privy to their conversation. I don't know, maybe they're asking something about the slide into second or anything along those lines. Certainly didn't seem like there was anything out of the ordinary from our vantage point.
Not that I saw.
Your job at the runner is to make things difficult for the shortstop coming across or the second baseman to make that pivot. So job done. I didn't see cleats up or anything like that. And as it looks, there will be a bit of a meeting. So whatever the discussion was, it warranted getting all the umpires together for a discussion. And we'll just have to wait and see, as will all the other fans in attendance. And a good crowd here, despite the overcast, cloudy skies. Joe, the sun peeked out just momentarily. I'm told it's a Yukon sun, so you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah. I think it snuck up to 12.
Woo! Balmy out here, for sure.
Sunscreen by 4.
Oh, for sure. Although you got a lot of work to do on your tan, I'm already cruising along, Joe. So, set to go here again with Korkach, and he fouls that one off for a strike. You see this Botswana team, there's always constant chatter between them. You'll even hear chatter between the pitcher and the catcher. And a swing and a miss. Not always sign aided, if you know what I mean. And these guys are very vocal, talking to each other constantly. And a swing and a miss. So waving at that was Korkach. He's a strikeout victim for the second time. No runs. One hit, one runner left aboard. We're going to jog down to the bottom of the fourth when we come back. Welcome back here. Just discussing foot speed with my partner, Joe Todd. Tell you I'll take him. I'll take him down, him and Kyle Smith. I might challenge Chris Abbott to some sort of distance. I don't got a lot, but I think he's got less. Chopper, forget it. He's out of the mix. He's still in good enough shape. Okay.
Yeah.
Sovereign, I don't know. He's a little too young. He's going to have to sit this one out, too.
Yeah.
So it'll be top of the shop here for Botswana. Looking for the first run of the ball game here as Brian Kerr swings through for strike one. Andrzej Malachek has been getting the job done here. Quietly, without a lot of fanfare, not a lot of flash, but again, there's zeros across the board. And Kerr squares and takes a pitch outside. He grounded back to the pitcher. To the third baseman in his only other at-bat, that in the first inning. Squaring again, and that bunt attempt goes foul. So he's in the hole now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. For those interested, the Nightcaps tonight, 2 good ones. Dominican Republic, they were losers to Australia in a 2-1 ball game earlier today. That was a carryover from last night's rainout. They, of course, will take on the United States in a game that will have huge implications in the seedings in Pool A. And then it'll be Australia and Canada. So a couple teams on the diamond twice today as Kerr bounces that one foul. A couple of teams on the diamond that are pretty much in a must-win situation. And I say that the United States probably a must-win, and Australia, that was a big win against the Dominican Republic. And I'd say not a life or death for them, but their schedule doesn't get any easier as they will get Argentina tomorrow. The 1-2 is on the outside corner, so Klosinski has opened up that outside corner, and Brian Kerr in full disagreement as he will look at a called strike 3, and that will bring up Obusui Lekotu, who reached base on an error and made his way over to second base before deciding he was going to scoot to third and got gunned down. So that pitch again. So you see Malachek not getting the out to left-handed batters, but he's getting the inside pitch. So Klosinski being good with the right side of the plate. As you see Lekotu square, bring it back, and hey, there's a first time that's been successful as he punches a single into shallow left field for a 1-out hit. So going against the odds was Lekotu, and that will bring up the center fielder Eric Simwanza, who had a beautiful sac bunt to move the runner into scoring position in the first, but again, they ran themselves out of the inning.
Both of these pitchers have done a great job on the mound. Going to see some great defense so far today. It's just going to be the team that executes the best.
Malachek with a good drop ball to start things off to Simwanza. And again, comes with that same drop ball, and it's fouled back. So Simwanza in the hole here, 0-2. And if you watch some of the coaches for Botswana, it's an awful lot of hand gestures and looking up to the sky for some prayer as that pitch bent in. And that backs Simwanza away from the plate. If you can see on your camera, he's hovering right over the dish. So he's lucky that Klosinski's not giving that left side as much as he's giving the right side. I would expect Malachek to come right back there. And he does for the strikeout. So down goes Simwanza. Lekotu best hold on a bit. A little over exuberant over there at first base again. And they're 2 away for Mualusi. Morlahagni Mualusi. He grounded out in his only other at-bat, that to lead off the second inning. And he goes right back up the middle, goes off the arm, and fortunate for the Czech Republic. So Malachek is going to get the assist. That is going to go, obviously, 1-4-3 on the putout. Don't see that too often, but down go Botswana. They squander a hit and a base runner. We are scoreless here. We're going to do our slide to 5 when we come back. Back for our slide to 5 here. Lance Wynn, Joe Todd. Thanks for tuning in here on the Sports Canada TV network. We're in day 5 of competition. Game 35, Botswana and Czech Republic. Two teams with identical 2-2 records battling for a spot here. We're scoreless. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters in Thabiso Ratatubani, followed by Mato and Lahayu. I'm sorry, I better flip that one more time, Joe. I assure you, none of those guys play for the Czech Republic. 8-9-1, and it'll be Thomas Petter to lead things off here.
Thought I missed something.
No, you didn't, I did. But we're back on track here. Or at least I hope so for the time being anyway. Petter, catcher interference, so he reached first base and looks at a called strike. So Kosimori, who likes to work on top, has been doing that throughout this ball game and keeping these Czech hitters off balance as he goes to the outside corner, too far out. So the count even now at 2-2.
Very exuberant fan over there somewhere.
Now that's what you call a fan. And a swing and a miss. So down goes Petter. Second strikeout in a row, dating back an inning.
The right fielder, number 77, Patrick Kopechny.
So an even double-digit 10 strikeouts for Kosimori. And that'll bring up Patrick Kopechny. Or we're going to double check, I believe, as it looks like re-entering the game is Yuri Nesbeta. So Nesbeta is back. Kopechny out on the re-entry, and he swings way back. So it looks like catcher interference again, and you see Ratatubani obviously nursing a bit on the hand, but where he's positioning himself and reaching for the ball is just, it's within the hitter's swing zone. So
he's got to sit back and relax.
And I think that's it. He just didn't do that. It's not very common that you see this happen twice in a game. The issue, though, is that if you get it, you're getting the full swing, force of that bat on your wrist. And I'm not sure what kind of training method they got going on there, Joe, but wiggling that arm that just took a bat off it, I don't know if that's the best idea. He's getting some of that magic spray, which is good. That should freeze it.
Yeah.
That just sort of holds the pain off till later today when it intensifies. But so hopefully he's going to be okay. So Nesbeta on the catcher's interference will make his way down to first base, and that will take it back to the top of the shop in David Myrtle. This, of course, once we can get things clarified, and of course looking for some clarification on what that is. So the bottom line is there's a line drawn in the back of the batter's box, and the hitter has a right to everything within that box. If the catcher decides he's going to move to within that range, he's clearly risking a catcher interference, and that's the case there. And you could see where Ratatubani set up. and he's kneeled in a good position. Problem is he reached for that pitch, and that's what put him across the line and into the hitter's strike range.
Exactly. He's got to get a little bit deeper in that catcher's position behind the plate. He rides in so close that you're going to be in that position that you're going to run that interference call. That's twice today now.
Well, that's twice, and both times they had the batter struck out. So really, Kosimori, is going to get shorted a couple of Ks there because he certainly had Mesbida finished on that play. But the minute you interfere with that hitter, it's an automatic base, and that's what's transpired here. So a scoreless ball game. Question will be whether or not Raditubani is okay, and his throwing arm seems good, but it was actually the catching wrist that took a brunt of that. And we'll see here as Myrtle steps back in. He'll be happy to not see Kosimori again, as he is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, including one caught looking in the third. And Kosimori with a rise, ball out of the zone for ball 1.
Getting into this 5th inning now, you think the Czech Republic would be playing a little more small ball, trying to get that runner in scoring position when that number 9 batter gets on.
Haven't seen Myrtle even attempt to square up to this point, but he's up in the count now, 2 balls and no strike. And a big rip through for strike 1. So again, no signs of small ball. Not quite sure if anyone besides us realized the importance of this ball game. Big swing and a miss. So tardy on that pitch again was Myrtle. And now the count even at 2-2. So Kosimori has done a good job of battling back into the count here. And a swing and a miss. So after falling behind in the count 0-2, Kosimori rears back 3 straight to sit down Myrtle and record the second out of the inning. So it'll be up to Peter Vaca now. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And again, Joe, a little small ball. I know it's not easy to lay one down, but you've got to increase your chances and at the very least put the pitch on as the runner comes down and he's gunned out. So Raditubani, the arm working good. Mesba caught stealing. Vaca will start the inning, but we'll continue our slide to 5. Scoreless ball game. Botswana, Czech Republic. Back in a moment. Back here as we continue our slide to 5, scoreless ball game. Botswana and Czech Republic. Only fitting when you look at it. 2 teams with identical 2-2 records, fighting for a spot in the medal round. And it will be 5, 6, 7 in Raditubani, followed by Mato and Lehayu, which was the lineup I initially ran down for you last inning, but let's carry it over and put it in its appropriate spot. So I guess Golkas needed a little bit more time to get it in the right position. So Raditubani, who took that off the wrist on the catcher interference, he'll lead things off here. 0 for 1 with a ground out, squaring and pulls it back. And didn't matter, that's in there for a called strike.
Good movement by that Czech Republic infield.
Watch out. Ball, a hard hopper, and took a wicked last hop. No chance for Petter. A base hit for Ratatubani. So, boy, since he's taken that off the wrist, he has been a real force, gunning down a runner trying to steal, and then leads off this inning with a single. So that will bring up Cabo Mato.
He is in a fair amount of pain, though. He's grimacing quite a bit down at first base.
Well, that's when you would probably really feel that, is the vibration of the ball hitting the bat. And he's definitely going to need some attention. He's not even on the base right now. And it looks like they're going to think of a pinch runner, but the coach signaled for it. And instead, Mato's got to go to work here.
Number 5, Motsum.
So it looks like there was a pinch hitter, so Mato not going. It looks like it's Godson Matsumi that is hitting here for Mato. So his bunt attempt, and they're going to see if the ball, I guess, didn't hit Matsumi when he was out of the batter's box. I don't think home plate umpire Peter Klaczynski could pick up on that. Too tough with the catcher in the way. So I think he's looking for help, and the bottom line is, as long as you get the call right. So it's a dead ball and a strike on Matsumi. So I expect him to square again here. And the corners are in tight, and he does. And he gets it down, but not in fair territory. Foul ball. Myrtle gunned it down to second just for good measure. So Matsumi called on to lay down a bunt. Couldn't execute here, at least in his first 2 attempts. And he's in the hole now 0-2.
Just have to get into that frame of mind that you have to manufacture a run after the 5th inning.
And brings it back, watches the rise ball go up and out of the zone for ball 1. Well, the sun's disappeared, as has the warmth. And we're back to a bit of a blustery day, and that pitch fouled off. So Matsumi staying alive there as he managed to get enough of that rise ball to foul it back off the backstop. So time called, and Ratatubani's not sure what was going on there with that exchange, but either way, maybe it's some miracle stuff to put on the old wrist, make it feel better. Matsumi shuffling around in the box. Ground ball to the hole, fielded at short, and not in time. So Matsumi legs out an infield single and gets the job done, moving Ratatubani over to second base, and Botswana's got a little something going here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Good wheels going down that line by Matsumi. Slow bouncer going across that way to the shortstop, Thomas Petter. Petter unable to charge that ball. Potentially, I thought maybe Svoboda might have had a chance at that ball.
So it looks like we could have a pinch hitter here.
Yes, we do.
That is Homolemo Shalamasi, who will step in here to pinch hit for Lehayu. And again, that bunting technique with the hand way up on the barrel of the bat. It's not even up on the top of the handle. He's got it on the barrel of the bat. So he wants to make sure he can move these runners along with nobody out and 2 men on. Shalamasi already into his position, gets the bunt down. It's a good one. It's going to do the job,
Oh.
thrown away. One run's going to come in to score, and they're going to hold up. So, error there on the pitcher. Malachek, as he airmails that. And that allows Ratatubani to come around and score. And you've got Matsumi standing at third base, while Shalamasi will be at second base on the error. So a costly error by Malachek. And unfortunately, that's the way things come, and it looks like that's going to do it for Malachek, and we're having a pitching change brought to you by Ballpark Broadcasting back here after this. So after the pitching change, it's going to be Michael Holobratic that's going to come in relief of the starter, Andrzej Malachek. And there are runners at second and third now with nobody out, and Moses Kosamori, the hitter. And he looks at a called strike. Holobratic has got similar pitches as Malachek, but he's a bigger, stronger fella, got a little bit more velocity, good drop ball, and a good rise.
Good snap on that ball.
I believe he's in the process of working on a change, as that's a good drop ball for a strike. And again, if you're looking to bunt a drop ball, you need to be up in the batter's box, not back, and catch that before that ball dips.
Exactly. Just need to move yourself up in the batter's box. Just little fundamentals that you kind of gain with experience proceeding through game after game after game. So this Botswana team will put that in their pocket and learn from this.
0-2 pitch coming from Holobratic. And that ball is low. So good location for an 0-2 pitch, and that'll run it to 1-2. So Botswana's rallied here, and they have pushed across one run to lead this ball game. First run of the game. And a swing and a miss pops out. Runner's going to try to make his way home. Not even remotely chance. So a good job by Myrtle to field that and flip to Holobratic. So they gun down Matsumi. He's out at the plate for the first out of the inning, and Kosimori will reach base on, I believe, what it's called the fielder's choice, Joe.
Yes, strike. Yeah. It's got to be a fielder's choice.
Well, I'm going to you.
Yeah.
You're the expert.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everyone's got to have a role on this
Yeah.
team, right? So step up, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yuri Banaka now will step in. He's the designated player, got caught looking to end the third. So first look here at Holobratic. And he fouls that one up and out of play. So 1 ball and 1 strike to count. In the process, Shalamasi has made his way to third base. So runners on the corners here. And a swing and a miss. Might not be such a bad time, Joe. You know, you lay it down, you've proven that their defense can be sometimes questionable. Maybe you test them again.
Yes, good play.
And there you
He
go.
heard you.
So good idea. Not very good on the execution, but a good attempt nonetheless. So down goes Manaka on the final bunt attempt. So he's a strikeout. Bring it back to the top of the shop in Brian DeCoeur. So DeCoeur 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Go a long way to getting a bit of insurance if he can find a way to move that runner, cash that runner in, at third base.
You wonder what the wheels are like, or Kosamori at first base if they put the steel on here.
He's got good wheels, and I think a more experienced team would have already sent him for sure to at the very least try and draw the throw or attention. And, you know, sometimes when your defense is looking a little bit questionable, the pressure is what'll do it.
Yeah, flip the coin on him.
And DeCoeur chasing a rise ball out of the zone. So second time he's struck out. Rally is done, but not before. Botswana push across the first run of the ball game. We'll be headed to the bottom of the sixth after this. Fifth. Thanks for putting your hand right in my face. Back here for the top of the sixth inning. Botswana leading 1-0 over the Czech Republic. Meat of the order coming up for the Czechs in the number 2 hitter, Peter Vaca, followed by Patrick Kolkas and Vaclav Svoboda. The scheduled 3 here.
Well, we got a chance to talk about our Sports Canada TV crew here. Cade Leslie, our director. Third base cameraman, Charlie Kanan. Outfield camera, Kevin Bourne. Home plate camera, Mike Parolini. Great job all around for the whole team. Sports Canada doing a great job.
Couldn't do it without them for sure. They are providing the pictures. And hey, there you are out in center field. Well done, sir. You keep up the good work. And boy, oh boy, a present just came in for me. Not quite sure what Joe's going to eat, but I know I am hooked up. As it pays to know some people, and man, oh man.
Thank you.
Oh my, oh my. We're going to try to stay focused on this game here, but it's going to be awfully hard, I tell you. When you got hospitality like that, Joe, don't sniff up on my food, please. As Kosamori goes back to work here on Vaca. Vaca is 0 for 1 with a walk. And that pitch is popped up, and an easy play for DeCoeur, who it looks like has switched positions as Deco Kerr now is out in left field. And at short
Now bat number 28, Patrick.
is Manaka. So Manaka now has moved to shortstop. Deco Kerr is in left field. And that's laced up the middle by Kolkas. And he has himself a 1-out hit here, his first hit of the ball game. So with one away, that'll bring up Svoboda, the third baseman. He has singled and struck out. So 1 for 2 here. And trailing by a run, you would think that there would be a bunt possibility.
You would think so. Svoboda, one of the better hitters on this team now. Is he going to be called upon to bunt or to push that runner up?
Well, third time through the order, took a big rip there and fouled it back. So they're going to go right at Kosimori here and see if they can't produce a run. The 0-1 is low. Runner's going to go, an advanced throw not in time. So some good base running there from Kolkas. Ball didn't get that far away from Ratatubani, but far enough that he wasn't able to recover and get that throw down in time to get Kolkas. So a runner in scoring position, the tying run, and that's a ball up the middle, scooped up at short. Good play there by the shortstop, Manaka. And he manages to erase that runner there, but not before Kolkas advances to third base, and he's going to take some time to get dusted off there.
Well, this will be a test for this Botswana defense now. First time today the runner has reached third base for the Czech Republic.
So the tying run at third for Thomas Benda. Benda here, 0 for 2, reached base in the fourth on a fielder's choice, but was erased on the force play, and he looks at a called strike. And a swing and a miss. Good location from Kosimori in on the hands. Not a whole lot Benda was going to do with that pitch anyway.
Again, he's got to stay in that position or a low drop ball. Keep that ball in the infield.
0-2, rise ball missing up. So the count 1-2. Haven't seen Kosimori get too excited when he's been up in the counts. He's been very smart about his 0-2 and 1-2 pitches.
Exactly.
And that ball, ground ball, fielded at short and over in time. So a good defensive change has Manaka getting the job done, recording the out and stranding that runner at third. So we're going to mosey on down to the home half of the sixth. 1-0 for Botswana. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back. As Joe, maybe you can let us know about those defensive changes. I know that Vaclav Svoboda is out of the defensive lineup there at third base.
Miklas Klaas is substituted in for Vaclav Svoboda.
That's a tongue twister, I tell you. Obusui Lakotu will lead things off here. He is 1 for 2, reached base on an error, got caught stealing at third, and singled in the fourth, was left stranded at first base. So a big defensive hold for Botswana as they lead the tying run at third base. And they go back to work now, 1-2 count, and that ball is stroked foul down the left field line.
Botswana would obviously love to add to the single run that was put on the board last inning. Lakotu doing his little preparation of squaring and slapping again.
Lakotu's got a whole bag of tricks there, a swing and a miss, and he goes down swinging. So Olo Braddock has come in and done the job, and that will bring up the center fielder, Eric Simwanza. Simwanza had a sac bunt and a strikeout in his previous 2 at-bats. 1 away here. Botswana trying to add to their 1-run lead as that pitch missing just inside. Well, we don't know if he flexed the arm because it touched him or if the wind blew by or what. And a swing and fouled back. And you shouldn't be surprised you're getting brushed back because if you look at him, he is hovering over that dish.
Very close there. Olo Braddock's trying to push him off that plate.
And comes with a rise ball, missing up. So good snap there. Count now 2-1. And that ball, ground ball, fielded at third base. Sure enough, you just come in the game and you're going to get tested. That's the way things go for looks like it's
96, Miklas Klaas.
Miklas Klaas, yes. So Mualusi now in there taking a big rip at things. He misses for a strike. Mualusi 0 for 2, retired on a 1-4-3 putout. It was a hard line drive, went off the starter Malachek and caromed right to second base for the easy flip and out. But that was a ball that was destined for a base hit up the middle. So he's in the hole now, 1-2 the count. And took something off. Good pitch from Holo Braddock. Sits down Mualusi. 1-2-3. Down go Botswana. 3 outs to get as they lead this 1-1. We're back with the top of the 7th. Last chance for the Czech Republic.
After 6 complete.
Back here as the fans are at the edge of their seat here for the top of the 7th inning. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Czech Republic, trailing by a run here. And it looks like
Thomas Klein.
it is Thomas Klein that will step in, 0 for 2 here, and a big swing and a miss.
That
So-
rise ball still catching Czech Republic timing way off.
Well, Kosimori has put together another outstanding outing here as a swing and a miss. And Klein has been perpetually late on each and every pitch from Kosimori. And I wouldn't change a thing. He'd get a steady diet of rise balls as long as he swung at them. And sure enough, climbed that ladder. And the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stick around on diamond number 2. Plenty of action and a swing and a miss. So 4 pitches, and Klein will have a seat for the first out, and that'll bring up Yuri Korkak. But it looks like
Number 11.
that is Korkak.
Yep.
So he has had no success in this ball game, and swinging through for strike 1. He was caught looking in the 2nd and swinging in the 4th. And Kosimori missing just outside to run the count even at 1-1. So Botswana trying to hold on here to this 1-run lead. 1 away here. Czech Republic need a base runner. And that one fouled straight back. So 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Following this game, it's going to be Japan and Great Britain on this diamond. Venezuela and New Zealand will go head-to-head on diamond 1 at 4:30 Yukon time. And a swing and a miss. So Kosimori 1 out away from leading his team to potentially the promised land. As they, of course, when you look at the schedule, going to be tough. You got Venezuela tomorrow before they have New Zealand to round out the schedule. So if you're going to get a W, now's the time to get
you
it.
got your hands full there.
Sure you that, because your hands are full. So Thomas Petter. And it looks like Merrick Malley is going to come in to bat. And he looks at a called strike. So Malley's got good power. And I tell you, if he could find the other side of the fence here, this Czech Republic team would be really vitalized, but no one's been able to do much against Kosimori as he's 1 strike away from wrapping this one up.
Kosimori can smell it right now. He's fire and pepper, and nothing's going to stop him here.
The 0-2 is lifted out and foul. So what Kosimori has to remember when we spoke about being careful with your 0-2 and your 1-2 pitches, he's been that way up to this point. Hard not to get a little overexcited when you're 1 strike away, but you still have to be smart. Still a good hitter in Malley. The 0-2 comes with a rise ball, so good mix there just to give Malley a different look. And we'll see what he comes back with here. Fourteenth strikeout is the ball game as he strikes out the side. Kosimori getting the job done. Botswana win this one 1-0. They will improve now to 3-2 and lift their hopes of getting into the medal round. Czech Republic will fall to 2-3. And Joe, you hadn't had a chance to see Kahiso Kosimori. You saw him. What are your thoughts?
Oh, got a great rise ball. He's been really fooling the Czech Republic, kept them off the timing, mixing the timing and the speed up, but only gave up the 2 hits today to that number 3 and number 4 hitter for the Czech Republic. Done a great job and good defense behind that Botswana team.
So 14 strikeouts, and Kahiso Kosimori is our Ballpark Broadcasting Player of the Game for sure. 1-0 Botswana. Winners here. Make sure you stick around. Our next telecast, of course, will be Kyle Smith and Jim Flanagan. Japan against Great Britain. And we, of course, will put her down for a sec and be back a little later today. So for Joe Todd, the rest of the Ballpark Broadcasting crew, every pitch, every inning, every game right here on Sports Canada TV. I'm Lance Wynn. We will catch you on the flip side.